Hi
Eh,
guys, welcome to the eighth episode of In the Spotlight, an Instagram live series where India's top athletes will be inspiring and motivating us. Today we have with us Commonwealth gold medalist and the first ever male Indian male to reach the quarterfinals of the Olympics, Parupalli Kashyap. Welcome.
Hey man, thank you.
I hope. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay, so I think you, Saina, Sindhu, Shrikant, just to name a few, have taken Indian badminton to the next level. What inspired you to take badminton up when you were a young player?
Uh, I would say my mom pushed me into the sport. I think she was the one who was, she was an athlete when she was young, and somehow those times, she was from a family who was a little conservative and a woman.
Yep, I think there's a slight connection issue. We're gonna be back in a second, don't worry, guys.
Sorry, man.
No
Something
worries, no
happened with the
worries,
power. Yeah.
no
So
worries.
yeah, she was into so she was not encouraged a lot, and
Mhm.
that was the I wouldn't say encouraged, but that was the basic process of thinking, in families at that point of time, and then maybe in her family, and then so she could not pursue it,
Mhm.
and I think she told me that she felt really bad that she was not allowed to do it,
Yeah.
and so that somehow stuck in her mind, and then she wanted her children to get into sport,
Mhm.
and yeah, so she just Gopi's family was tenants at one of our flats, one of our relatives' flats, who my parents were taking care of that flat that way. And so that's how my mom knew that Gopi sir was the national champion in badminton, and through that I joined the summer coaching camp. I was very interested in football at that time, but not much of coaching was happening at Hyderabad,
Yeah.
especially at the LB Stadium. So I ended up joining badminton. Yeah.
Right, 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 right. And who was your role model when you were growing up, and how did he or
Uh,
she help you?
Initially, I mean, it keeps changing, but
Yeah.
initially it was obviously Gopi sir, and because he was right in front of us, he was training. Sometimes we could see him training in Hyderabad, and then
Right.
in between he left to Bangalore, so not so much. But then my coach at that time gave me a lot of videos of the current top players in the world, and then I would watch them. But initially, there was no kind of an inspiration. I just liked the sport a lot. After the
Hmm.
summer coaching camp, the first summer, I just liked the sport a lot, and I would just go back and try and just be amongst, just like training and just playing. I just didn't think of like I wanted to be someone or I wanted to achieve something. I
Yeah.
just would. It came a lot later when when I was playing a lot of tournaments and then competition, and then it became very important to perform. Otherwise, you might end up not playing the sport. So those
Right,
kind
right.
of situations made me continue the sport. Yeah.
And what were the best memories you had in your junior days?
Junior days, obviously winning the junior national championships. Yeah, so in 2004, I played the junior national final and I lost in the final by a point.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then so the next year I won it, and I won almost all the tournaments in the junior circuit, and I started winning in the seniors as well in the last year of my juniors. So that was a very big year for me. That's when the academy started, Gopishan Academy started. I was diagnosed with asthma. I started taking medication, and I got better by in my health. And Gopi got a coach from England who really helped me and pushed me to the next level.
Hmm.
And so a lot of things happened in 2004, 2005, and those were the, the best moments. I think the first senior tournament I remember was were pretty much unbelievable for me. I played the qualifiers and I won, and I beat the current national champion. I beat Chetan Anand, I beat Abhinsham Gupta, I beat these top players.
Yeah, yeah,
Anup, Arvind, these guys. I was able to compete and beat them, and I won one tournament, which was pretty much like it was. I just could not believe that, after
yeah.
winning that title that day, and then that changed a lot of things. I am employed with Indian Oil, thanks to that win. And otherwise, probably I wouldn't have played the sport if that win at that time wouldn't have come, because it was a very crucial period. My family was struggling financially a lot, so that job meant a lot, that I could at least continue my career, pursue it a little more and take care of my expenses throughout the year, at least playing the All India events, the Indian ranking events with
Right.
that money. And then, yeah, slowly I kept, pushing, you know, yeah. So that was the biggest memory, I would say, which made me continue the sport. Yeah, I will never forget those. Yeah.
Right. But you mentioned asthma. So how did you really react when you got to know that you were diagnosed with it? And
Yeah, actually, I was in Bangalore for 3 years, and I really struggled through that time. I was getting sick every second, third week,
Mhm.
and the unfortunate thing was the the doctors whom I was meeting were general physicians, and then they were just giving me antibiotics and general medication for cough, and it was making me weak. And I was, it was a cycle of cough, then fever, then antibiotics, weakness, again come back to training, again after 2 weeks get weak. So I wasn't developing, although I used to train very hard.
Mm.
But once I came back to Hyderabad, just because of my father's job, once I moved here, then the first doctor just advised me to meet a chest physician because he saw the history, and then he immediately said it was asthma. And that day I remember was very tough, because I thought, I didn't know anything about asthma, but I just knew that, I just thought it was like it's a very bad thing which happened to me, and it's like, I might die or something like that. That was my first thing which I felt. Then
Yeah, yeah.
he sat me down and explained to me and told me there are big Olympic medalists who have asthma and who have achieved great things. So it's not like you can, and your case is acute, but you came at the right time. If you start gradually, you will feel improvement. And that's what happened. And slowly I kept improving. But over the period of time, it kept changing, because by then I was not traveling internationally. I was not traveling to different tournaments. It was only domestic and Indian climate, but different places, different weathers. Again started feeling problems, and I start to sort that issue. So, but that was the first time. That was my reaction. I just thought, I just can't play anymore. That was my tension. Yeah, yeah.
But then how did you sort of get over it? What advice would you give some other players who have some similar issues?
Uh, I think this is a thing which I am not. It's not my expertise, obviously. And the doctor, I just followed the doctor. He gave me good medication, and the medication helped. I use inhalers, and that medication helped, and I just kept getting better. And
Right, right.
always have kept it under. I got a little more self-aware of where I'm going, what are the conditions, how am I feeling, and these things will automatically happen, obviously. But it just got better and better with the medication, for sure.
Right, right, right. I think you were also mentioning obviously Gopi sir playing a big role in your career. What would you say is that bond between the two of you, and how does it help an athlete to be very close to the coach?
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, I was the senior most when he started the training center, when he started the academy, and thought of coming into coaching. And when he started it in the group, in the entire lot, I was the senior most. And he didn't. And I was 17 years old at that time, and he didn't take anyone more than, I mean, over my age. So
Hmm.
and then so that bond was there initially. He was still competing in 2004, 2005. He played some All India tournaments. So I've seen different phases. He, from a competitor, from a player, to gradually coming into coaching and helping us. Then I would compete with him those first 2 3 years. almost till 2009, 10, he was playing in practice sessions with me, and it would be really competitive, you know,
Yeah.
up until the Commonwealth Games in 2010. Up until then, I remember training sessions where he was fighting neck and neck with me. So that he could do, and so um, yeah. So the different phases, and he's like a big brother. He's like a big brother, and for me, and also a proper mentor. You look up to him, and he's always taught us a lot of things, not only badminton skill, but how to manage your mental health, and how to manage. And we didn't have, as a sport. Even now, I think we're getting better, but at that time he was the coach, he was the physio, he was the nutritionist, he was everything, he was the mental trainer, he was everything. And he would
Yeah.
talk, and whatever he learned in the end part of his career, he shared with us, like simple things like, a carbohydrate drink, or a protein based, or any supplement post training immediately, something like that. We didn't know anything about protein drinks, and we started taking protein drinks, trying to develop our body. And so these kind of things, at that point of time, what were the latest thing and what was the best thing to do, he would come, and he would tell us, and we would follow these kind of things. So, and then he changed a lot of things in the system. I mean, I can go on and about it, on and on about it, but yeah, a big influence for me. Big influence. He and many other coaches. Yeah.
Right, right, right. But if you had to choose one piece of advice that either he or any other coach or anybody has ever given you about sports, what advice would that be?
Uh, I mean, there's one particular one. I would say there are a few. I mean, you should work hard. This is one thing
Right.
which is a basic thing. You should work hard. You should put in the extra effort, and spend time on your own and think about it, and be aware of what issues are troubling you. Are you losing the match mentally? Are you losing the match on a physical? Be very critical with yourself. That is one thing. Assess yourself. The last few tournaments, if you have played, if athletes are playing continuously, probably assess yourself. Don't just keep playing all the time and then without assessing yourself, and be very critical with yourself. That is one thing. And then the next thing, over time, as you develop as a player, treat wins and losses the same way. Don't get too excited when you win, and don't get too depressed when you lose, because you're playing
Yeah.
20 to, if we like in badminton are playing, the top level are playing 20 weeks in a year. So if
Hmm.
every win and loss gets you very low and very high, then it's tough to maintain a consistency. And that is the one main thing I would say made me be in the top 10 for like 3-4 years. And I'm able to get back also after major injuries, and dropping down in the rankings. I'm again back to 24. I think that was one of the big points which helped. And yeah, I think these kind of things. I can't. There are a lot of things. I mean, I am just everything is coming in my mind, but
Yeah, yeah,
these are
yeah.
probably the most important ones. Yeah.
Right, right. And you actually just mentioned that you had a big injury. Which part of the body was it? And like,
Yeah. I mean, see, I have my body was injury prone because I used to work a lot. I could take a lot of training, but also, this is where our Achilles heel was, in training, that, a little more planned training throughout the year would have made a lot of sense, and I would have got less injured. But the years when I was doing well, we would push throughout the year, and probably at the year end, I would continuously get injured. Some part of the body would give away, and then that would take, say, 1.5 month. But I think the major one would have been the most upsetting one would be, the one before Rio Olympics. I was ranked in the top eight by October, November, and then I had a calf muscle tear, which would take 2 months, and my ranking wouldn't drop so much. I would still be in with a shot. But the first tournament I played post that, I twisted my knee and fell down, and I had a knee surgery. And then that also was kind of a drag, because they told me that it will be good in like, say, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it kept dragging on. Then after 4 weeks, when it didn't improve, after 6 weeks, it didn't improve, and then I got advised that surgery should be done. Then when I realized that, then okay, if a surgery is done, obviously then the Olympics is out of question. So uh, that was the toughest thing, I would say. Toughest injury, which took almost 6 months, and then yeah, and then the thing was that I got through. I missed the Olympics. Okay, I came back, recovered, and again I had a even more serious injury actually. In January in the badminton league in the final, I dislocated my shoulder badly, and
Yeah.
that put me in a struggling situation. For almost a whole entire year because I was not able to, I was not able to smash. I was not able to smash properly for the next 6 months, 7 months, and it didn't look like it was improving. So that
Hmm.
was a tough situation I faced with the shoulder, and it felt a little more tougher than the knee,
Hmm.
because knee, the rehab was very pretty much straightforward, and but the shoulder is a little more complex because I think the entire rotation of the shoulder happens. So every degree or angle of a movement pains, then you just can't hit a shot, and
Hmm.
that was an issue, and that also settled down. Luckily, I found good trainer and a good team, and they helped me out, and it took time, but yeah, it's not that my injury stopped. I had a lot of them after that also, and yeah, but I think this phase was the toughest phase. Yeah,
Right, right. Okay, chalo, let's go to a little bit of the more fun section, the
cool.
rapid fire.
Yeah,
So, who is the best dancer in the Indian badminton circuit?
Jerry,
Jerry. Okay.
Pranav Jerry
Yeah.
Chopra. Yeah, 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 the doubles player,
Okay.
mixed doubles. Yeah, yeah.
Who is the most entertaining person on the court or off the court?
Uh, we have a few
Yeah, you
entertainers.
can. Yeah.
I think Chirag Shetty is one.
Okay.
He's in the doubles category, and we have a couple of juniors. I'm probably you might not be knowing, but there's one guy called Rohan Kapoor. I think he's messaged here also.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
saw him.
multitasking? He said that, something like that.
I saw.
So yeah, I've been in this lockdown. I've been playing a little bit of online poker. So online poker
Okay.
tournaments. So probably he's mentioning those things. how how motivated are you? you know yeah, so these Chirag and Rohan are they are proper entertainers, and when they are around in the group, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay. What is the most memorable moment of your career?
Hmm. Surely the Commonwealth Games 2014 gold stands out.
Yeah.
It was very memorable to be on the podium and see the it's a dream to win the gold
Yeah.
medal, and that was a big, huge, I would say, a moment. And yeah, I would say qualifying for the Olympics in London 2012, which became really tough. That was a huge moment as well, and a very lucky, qualification I had. Yeah,
Yeah. If not for badminton, what would you be doing today?
I'm not sure, man. I mean, the way it was, I was going to do engineering. I mean, that it came to a crunch situation where I had to decide, say, in an hour's time, whether I was going to take up this in the counseling center, whether I was going to do that or I was going to I quit, and I remember writing I'm not interested in the application form and just submit it and leave, which was they also felt it was strange because I was in the line for almost an hour and a half with my mom, and then eventually when my turn came, the last 20 minutes I wrote that and I walked off. Otherwise, probably an engineer. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Engineer. If there was a
I mean, I would do
song.
engineering. I would do engineering. I don't know where I'll end up after that, but I'm not sure. Nowadays, everyone does. A lot of my friends have done engineering, but they're doing some other job which doesn't relate to what they've studied.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
No, for sure. We know you love singing, so if there was a song written on you, who would you want to be the singer?
Ha! I can sing it. What is there?
You can sing it.
Uh, yeah,
What would the name be of the song?
man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Itna I have not thought about myself. I think I should.
Okay, who fell in love first, you or Saina?
Uh, I will say Saina for sure.
Okay,
Because yeah. But I was also very fond of her. But I would say if it comes to love, then I would say yes, Saina. Yeah.
Okay. What is the first song you ever sang to
Oh my God.
her?
She's a big Bollywood fan. She's a
Right.
very big Bollywood fan. So she'll keep just requesting, just randomly calling me and ye gana ga, she'll say, and then So I don't
Yeah.
remember, man. I mean, I think this was the first time when we became like, say, that was very like childish, like a girlfriend boyfriend situation. I think it was when Kaho Na Pyar Hai released. And I wasn't the one who was going to watch Bollywood movies from then because I was from Bangalore and we would watch only English movies and stuff like that. And I came back to Hyderabad and she's a big Bollywood fan and that time I think she requested those songs and probably some Shah Rukh numbers. I mean, she's a big fan of Shah Rukh Khan as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
What is your favorite cheat meal?
यार लॉकडाउन में तो न्यूटेला है. I have
Nutella.
I have just gone overboard with it. I'm regretting it right now, and but I'm okay. I mean, I'm going to I'll burn that off quite quickly. So yeah, I think yeah. Last couple of days I've had a couple of cheese sandwiches, and so yeah.
Nutella is a classic for sure.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now I'm gonna give you a few names. You need to tell me what you'll do if you wake up as one of them.
Okay.
What would you do if you woke up as Johnny Lever?
My God. Uh, I don't know. Think about what is my next what is my next role. I don't know. He must be busy. So yeah, I guess if I wake up as Johnny Lever, I would be thinking about what is my next joke. Yeah.
Okay, considering you're not Bollywood but more Hollywood, I'd say what would you do if you woke up as James Bond?
Man, the character or the guy? Is it
The character.
the character? Man, I would just go over the gadgets I have. I mean, such cool stuff he's got, and
Yeah,
just go over the last few movies, what all gadgets I've got, and just
fidget around with them.
take all, yeah, fidget around with them. Take
Okay,
those cars for a spin, those Aston Martins.
nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And what would you do if you woke up as your wife? What would you do if you woke up as Saina?
What would I want her to do, or what would I do?
No, what would you do? Actually, chalo, both.
I would want her to worry less,
Hmm.
and I would say that. And what would I do? I would switch on TV and watch Bhabhi Ji Ghar Par Hai, these kind of serials. That's what I'm doing. If I was Saina, I'm doing that the whole day. I'm watching all these Hindi comedy shows. Yeah.
Okay, okay, chalo. So
Mm.
now back to a little bit more of the serious stuff. But before that, wait, if you could just ask the viewers a
Uh-huh.
question about yourself, and whoever answers it first will get the giveaway.
Okay, should be
And
like a tough one or
anything, but preferably not something subjective, as in like not just something that has a sort of definite answer.
okay.
I think they're
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
a
You
really
you give
tough
me some
question.
kind of context, right? Some subject. From what
Anything.
should I
Say
ask?
say say a match or an event or the first time you played for
Okay,
India in the
something like that.
junior.
Okay,
Some
okay, okay. I
anything.
can say what was my first international title?
Okay. Which title, right? Which event?
Which was my first international title? And a tougher one would be which was my first international final, tournament final.
Okay.
That'll
So
be tough.
so
Yeah,
okay. So which let's keep the tougher one then. Which was the first event where
first
you played?
international tournament event final. Yeah, yeah.
Final. Okay. Let's see what they sort of have to say about this. I think it's a
That'll
pretty
be very tough because it's not one of the premier events. It's a very it's a. I'll give them a hint. It's like international. At that time, it was an international series. I think. Yeah, yeah,
series. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. We've
yeah.
gotten a few answers. India Open,
Uh-huh.
Switzerland. I don't think they're gonna get this one. Maybe
Yeah,
they're checking on Google, maybe.
it's tough. I don't think and no one's updated on the wiki also. So, you
Spanish
want me to give the
international.
answers or
No, no, no. Okay, chal, let's go with the title maybe then. Maybe something that they know.
what do you mean by
Uh,
that?
the one where you said the first international title you
Yeah,
won.
title. Yeah, title is pretty simple. I've not won many, so.
There are a few answers coming in. Austrian Open, Indian Open, Spanish Open, Swiss Open. I don't think so. Let's see. Let's wait for the answer.
Yeah,
I'll be tracking that. Don't worry.
cool.
But till then, so you Malaysia Open is it?
No, it is the Syed Modi India Open in 2012. That was my first
Okay, India Open. Chalo. So we'll give it to
international title. Yeah, yeah.
Arya Chopra and Shubham Khandelwal. 5-4-3. Chalo. Both of them said it at the same time,
Okay,
I think.
okay.
So let's do that. Okay, so you were saying that the Commonwealth Games was obviously the most memorable moment. So what exactly did you feel, when you went onto the podium and you saw the Indian flag go up and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I was super. I mean, it was a very tense third set and a very tense ending to the match. So I was just like, I remember I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was just going mad actually. If I see the reaction, probably I should have planned something better, but
Yeah.
it felt like, I didn't know what to do and I was trying to throw my racket, remove my shirt. I don't know what I was trying to do. And I was just going mad. And then, because it was so tense, because before the match, I would say I considered myself to win the match comfortably, but the guy played really well in the second set. And, I came under pressure and, it just became a very tense match. And, yeah, after that, I was just like, I remember Guru won the bronze at the same time, and then I was extremely happy for him the previous day. And it was fantastic that he came and told me that it was one of my thoughts also during the match that if I lost that match, I would be silver medal, and then he would be bronze, and then this guy Singapore guy would be in the gold medal, and we would be listening to the Singapore national anthem. No disrespect to them, but we both being on the podium, we thought we should listen to the Indian
Indian.
national anthem. For that to
Yeah.
happen, we have to win. One of us has to win. So I ended up winning, and then I remember he was standing next to me in the podium, and he was like, "You did it, man. I mean, this is so great to listen to the national anthem, and I'm on the podium." I was really happy that he was there, and what a brilliant tournament that guy, the Singapore guy, had. He got some superb wins against Guru and against Srikanth in the quarterfinals as well. I mean, he was totally the underdog, to make it to the final. Yeah.
I think he just commented saying he can't forget that moment for sure. I think would have been a big moment for both of you. But now that we're all in lockdown, what have you been doing, and when will you be back to training?
That's a complete question mark for me as well, and for all the players now, because we were supposed to. It was supposed to end. I mean, we were supposed to be allowed from this Monday actually, day before yesterday, but it didn't happen, and we're just waiting for a permission to be given to us, and obviously following the regulations and stuff. But I think it's not happening now,
Hmm.
and so we'll have to wait it out and see how it goes. We're all eager to go because the BWF has announced a calendar as well. I don't know how is it possible, but whatever, they have announced a calendar, and we're looking forward to get back to training. But I don't think anything seems promising now because the cases in Hyderabad and Telangana are increasing daily, and I think it's a scare. It's not it's not very confident to go out. I'm not very confident, and the fact of the matter that I have an issue with asthma, I feel a little more scared,
Right,
and
right, right, right.
I probably I will be immune and strong enough to get through with it, even if I test positive. But there are a lot of other implications. Just living with a family, and you have asthma, you don't know how badly you will struggle through it. So all these things are in my mind, and so have to be extremely careful. Yeah.
Right. But what sort of advice would you give players after such a long break? How should you get back into training?
I think the elite players, actually everyone who is wanting to compete in the near future, will have to get back to proper training. I think gyms have been closed all over the countries, and I think I believe I do a proper weight training program. And sorry, I have an issue with my muscle. Just I lose a lot of muscle very quickly.
Hmm.
I'm able
Hmm.
to do some kind of maintenance in the at home, but a proper weight training program is what I think should be done properly before I step onto court for full sessions. Obviously, once the sessions start, we will be playing, and eventually, I mean, I think, sorry, initially, when the courts start, I don't think the gyms will be allowed for a while. So it's only going to
Hmm.
be on court. But again, so the training won't happen. So I think I will restrict myself to very few sessions, because the last few years I've been, doing my own thing. At least the last year, I've been doing my own training and devising my own programs and discussing with Gopi sir, and making something which it is easier on me. So I have to think about that. So for me, I would say the first thing is weight training, proper weight training, get back the strength, and then you get on to sport. Uh, the rest of them, I think, a similar kind of thought process.
Right. And what are your views on rest and recovery? Because sometimes I think people overtrain, people do other various
Yeah,
things. So
I'm a
as a
big example for overtraining. Over the years. Yeah, because we didn't know. I would say we had advice, but we didn't know how much is right and how much is wrong. We just want to reach the elite level, right? And
Mm,
once I, there were so many years. I remember 2009 to almost 2011. I was in the top 30, top 40, but I was never cracking into the next level, to say the top 20, top 15. Then 2012 was a year where I slowly got into top 20, and I was there for like say almost a year and a year and a half. Then I went into the top 15 and the top 10, and all this happened only because yeah, the training programs kept changing, but I pushed really hard in training, and that's why I could cross the next level and cross the next level. And once I reached there, I wanted to. There were a few guys in our circuit who were like almost extremely physically tough to beat. Lee Chong Wai, Linda, and Chen Long. These guys were so tough at that point of time. Especially Lee Chong Wai was something else. I mean, what he was an amazing athlete, and trying to beat him and trying to match him physically on the court was extremely tough. And I pushed myself so much. I got injured so many times. Probably a better planning would have helped me. So rest and recovery, we need sports science in a better way at elite level. Monitoring each athlete properly, and we this is a major part of elite sport in India right now, which has to be addressed in a better way. Everyone's trying to improve, but we're still waiting for that special athlete, that special human being who's special in many ways. But I feel it's not the same in other countries, especially
yeah.
I would relate to badminton related players. I don't feel uh, they're as they're working as much as us, but they're getting a better result out of it. Surely their planning is a little more better, and I would say that is one aspect we need to get better at.
Right. And I think obviously being married as well to a top athlete is sort of an advantage, I would think, in many ways. How do you think it's played a role in your life?
I mean, see, these kind of things have advantages and disadvantages. I mean, yes, we always discuss about sport. We've been like that since our junior days, and we've enjoyed those conversations because both are similar kind of people. Uh, but there are days when we feel like, it's only badminton which is happening and nothing else, and there's nothing else to talk about also because you're training together, and then you see the disadvantages. And there's always advantage and disadvantage for anything in life, and you'll have to balance it out somehow. And yeah, I would say one thing is that she's been a huge motivating factor. Her achievements, her results initially really changed the mindset of all the badminton players. at that point of time, and especially me and the next current lot, and probably I could inspire a few of them in the next generation because they were training with me. I was in the top 10, and they believed that it is possible for them also, and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. But she's the one who started it, performing
Right.
consistently at the international level, beating the Chinese players, which was all kind of the impossible zone at that point of time. Yeah.
Right, right. No, I remember in London, of course, we I was watching on TV, obviously, but I'm sure that that moment would have been a big moment for both of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was huge. Her podium ceremony was just very emotional. Though her feelings after the semifinals and after the bronze medal match, the way it ended, it was confusing. And but at the same time, finally, she made it and she won the medal. And her quarterfinal victory against Danish girl, Tine Bonn, who would have also won the tournament.
Right,
So she
right,
was
right,
she
right.
was that strong. People forget these things and then just talk about the bronze medal match. But you should see whom she's beaten, and that Danish one was Tine Bonn was as good as anyone in the tournament, and she could have easily upset the Chinese and won the gold. 6 months down the line, she has an awesome story. 6 months down the line, she won the All England Championships and retired immediately after that. So, huge win. And so I remember those moments and my achievements also in that tournament, winning
Yeah,
against
exactly.
Tien Minh, the Vietnam guy who was ranked number 9 then, and also playing Chong Wei. And it was a huge, achievement for me as well. It was a big stage, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can easily crack under that that pressure and that feeling. You can mess up easily,
yeah,
but
yeah.
to just somehow be in the zone and play well was good.
I'm sure all of you guys on the Indian men's team also share a very good bond and stuff. So, do you have any funny stories to share with us or any secrets to
Yeah, I
spill?
mean, yeah, yeah. Everyone's. I always told once when say in 2011, 12, when these guys were say um, I was 24, 25. They were like probably 19. They just finished their juniors, I think 2021, and they were training with me, and they were huge. I learned a lot of things from them, but I knew that the lot, Srikant, Pranoy, Samir, Saurabh, Guru. Guru was a little more closer. I mean, a little more closer in age. But the next lot, Sai Praneeth, these guys, I knew that they would make it big in the world level. They all were top 15, top 20 material in just a matter of time, and that happened. So due to a lot of factors, they worked hard and all of things, but they had the talent, and they were in a very good system, at the training center. So I knew that they were doing well in training, and I surely knew that in a matter of time they will be in the top 15, top 20, and they can achieve big results. And 2013, 2014, Srikanth really shined bright and got awesome results. So yeah, funny stories, I would say. Everyone is a different character. Srikanth is very laid back, and he's a very chilled out guy, and doesn't take losses to his heart. That I've learned from him. Like I remember he played a German Open match. He won the first game 21-12, and he was up 18-12 in the second game. And no, he was up 2017 something, and he lost that second game. And then in the third set, he was up 18-12 and I lost 21-18. He lost 9 points on the
Yeah,
draw.
yeah, yeah.
And I was there, and I was just watching that match, and just came out of the match, and he was like, I was a little upset looking at that. I thought he will be feeling bad and all. He just came out of the match. Uh, he just behaved like it was just some practice match, and he was laughing it off. And I thought I would be shattered. I would just, if it was me. So I just thought, and the next tournament he did really well, and it just moved on from there. So he didn't take much to his heart, and he moved on quickly. And he's that kind of a guy. And we have the extreme opposite. We have Sai Praneeth, he's a complete Rotlu. you know this shows that any kind of a character can make big results. You don't
Yeah,
need to be a
yeah,
certain way to do anything. You just have to focus on the work you're doing. I mean, eventually you'll get the results. One thing I've always spoken about is the different things which come out in news. people, the things they say when they win is really ridiculous sometimes. That I have done this, I have not eaten ice cream, or I have not seen my phone, and these kind of things are very silly. I think the work which you put on is actually the thing which matters. And how is your mental state? Have you peaked for that event? All these things, you as a character, these things matter. Not at least with this generation, the current generation. I think a lot of false stories come out, which I get really pissed off of. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. So yeah, I think we're sort of coming towards the end of it, but we've all seen you and many of the other badminton stars singing a lot. Do you think there's any chance we could request a song from you?
Oh, name a song, man. When someone asks me to sing, now I forget all the songs, all the lyrics. So
Whatever you
then,
want. Whatever is your favorite, whatever is your new one coming out.
new. What am I singing? New. I'm don't know. Yeah.
Any crowd suggestions, guys? Come on, drop in some comments.
I can't
Let us
see any
know.
comments. I don't know where you seeing the comments, man.
You can see them.
No, it has stopped at a point, and it's not. I'm not able to see anymore. You've pinned your comment, and it stopped there. I think. I'm not sure.
No, after that, a lot of comments are coming in
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I can't see them. It's
I
okay.
have no
Cool.
idea.
I'm not sure, man. You just name something. I'm not sure. This is where I am not good at, because someone asks me immediately, and then I'm like, or if you tell me before, I would have, something I would have. Okay, I'll sing this now. I'm not sure what to sing, bro. Um, let me check. Let me check. Recently played. Let's see what's there.
We're getting a lot of requests in right now.
Yeah, tell me one or two of them.
Chammak
Like,
Challo, Dil Diya
अरे
Galla.
नहीं नहीं.
Tum Hi Ho. A lot of requests coming in. All Bollywood.
All Bollywood, okay.
All
Then we'll
Bollywood.
keep it to Bollywood, okay.
Whatever you want, whatever you want.
Just give me a minute, huh?
Yeah, yeah, Aram se, don't worry. Telugu song, please. Wow, lots of requests coming in.
Oh my God.
My mom is saying that that's one of my favorite songs,
Which
Dil Diya
one?
Galla. Dil Diya Galla. But trust me, if I
You
if
have
I
to
sing,
understand who sang that song and whether I am capable of singing that song. I shouldn't embarrass myself also, na. You're talking
no,
about I
no,
have to sing a song which Rahat Fateh Ali Khan sang. And what are you saying, dude? Then I'm in the wrong profession if I can just carry that off. Uh, I have to also see the lyrics. Let's see. I'll try and sing it. Yeah.
no, whatever you want. I'm just saying that my mom is saying that's my favorite, and if I
I'll
ever
try.
sing
I'll try.
anything, then all the people on
I'll
the
try.
live
चलो मॉम
live are
मॉम ने
gonna go
बोला
off.
तो सुनना पड़ेगा ना. मॉम ने बोला तो we'll.
It's really
Okay.
exciting now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure I'm gonna mess up.
No, don't worry.
Okay. दिल दिया गल्ला करांगे नाल नाल बह के अख नाल अख नू मिला के दिल दिया गल्ला हाय रोज बह के सच्चियां मोहब्बतां निभा के सताए मैनू क्यों दिखाए मैनू क्यों ਐਵੇਂ ਝੂਠੀ ਮੂਠੀ ਰੁੱਸ ਕੇ ਰੁਸਾ ਕੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਅੱਖ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਖ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਾ ਕੇ Okay.
Class. I don't think you messed up at all. I think you
I've
have
heard
you
it.
have a
I've heard it a
profession
lot of
ready.
times. So yeah. Sorry.
You have a profession ready after
Yeah, yeah.
badminton. You're set.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Easy ना, easy. बस एक दो लोग ही हैं बस उनके ऊपर सेट हो गए हम लोग. Man, everyone, so many good singers we've got, man. It's just unbelievable. Every
Yeah,
year in
no,
these
for
talent
sure.
shows, so many good ones.
Yeah.
There's a
No,
lot of hard
even
work into it. A lot of hard work into it. You'll have to do a practice every day, and just. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's so tough. Yeah, yeah,
I think it's the same like sport. I mean,
yeah, yeah. It's very
all
tough.
all 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 professions, I guess
Yeah,
it's
and you
the
can't mess
same
up.
thing.
You can't mess up because there's so much competition. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, you just so many people are waiting behind you to get that opportunity.
Right, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right, right.
Hmm.
But I think I just want to say a big thank you for agreeing to do this live.
Yeah,
And yeah, I just want to thank everyone else also for watching and tuning in. So yeah, thank you everyone.
no problem, man. Thank you. Thank you. It was good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.